Hello to all you filmmakers out there. It is a great day for a great day. And today we'll be talking about the top 5 websites you should be using as a filmmaker if you're not already using them. So if that sounds interesting or helpful to you, here we go. We're starting with number 5. Coming in at number 5, we have Milanote. Now, honestly, it should probably be higher up on the list, but there are so many great programs and tools out there to use that it was kind of hard to decide. So we'll start with Milanote. If you're not familiar with it, it's an organization tool for pretty much any creative project. So it's not just specifically for filmmakers, but I do think it adds a lot of value for us. First off, this can be your hub for anything and everything production. That's the way that I've used it, and with the companies that I worked for in the past, that's what they do as well. And it's a great central point for everybody, not just the cast and crew, but also for your client. So you can send a link to your client as like a read-only or view-only link, and that will allow them to look through whatever boards you've given them access to. And by boards, I mean different sections within this program. And so you can have just a client section, which has information that's important to them. So here's the mood board, here's the inspiration, here are some examples, some videos and things that we think would work really well with this project to kind of emulate. Here's the script, all that stuff. You can have everything there. It's amazing. And then when it comes to your cast and crew, you can have your scheduling, call sheets, your location scouts, lighting diagrams, music inspiration for the edit, all that stuff. And one of the reasons I think it's so valuable as a hub, like a central point for everything and everybody, is because you can add the links to anything that you want. So you can add links to your Google Drives, video meetings, you can put a music inspiration playlist on there. You can literally add anything that you want and then specify who has access to what based on what is important to them for this particular project or whatever you're working on. Another thing I like to do is checklists. I'm a really big checklist guy. I don't know if you guys are, but if you're out there, you're my people. But checklists for tasks, but also like a packing list. So what camera are we going to use on this shoot? What lens? What audio equipment do we need? What lighting gear? If somebody else is bringing the gear, or if they're attached, well, they have to be attached to Milanote. If they are, then you can assign it to them. So you can actually put their name within it, and then they'll be notified that, hey, you've been assigned to this task. Another thing I like to do is use it for storyboarding, both for internally for the crew, but also for the client, so they can get a visual more or less of what we're actually trying to shoot for. The last big thing I like to use it for is scheduling and call sheets. So call sheets will be for cast and crew, just because it's a little weird to read for a client. And then just like an easy to read, easy to digest schedule for the client. Here's the time, location, talent that we need, and the shot that we'll be getting. If you want to check out Milanote, if you haven't already, I'll have a link down below. I'll also have a link to my template that I use both for narrative and commercial work. That way you can have something to start with, and then you can, again, build it however you want, which is really, really cool. So that's number 5. Now, number 4, heads up, it's not very sexy, I'm sorry, but it's arguably one of the most important things on this list because it gives you and your client peace of mind, and that thing is called Backblaze. Now, a fellow filmmaker told me about Backblaze many years ago, and he's like, dude, it's the greatest thing in the world. It's only like $5 a month. You plug in your computer, your hard drives, and it like automatically backs up everything to the cloud. It's wonderful. And I said, that sounds expensive and dumb. I'm not gonna do that. And you know what happened? I lost a hard drive. It completely died on me. I was like having a mental breakdown. I'm like, I can't believe this actually happened. This is actually a thing. This can happen. So I just plugged it into the computer and said, I'm just gonna leave it and see what happens, see if it turns back on. Within 2 days, it just like randomly popped up. So I dumped the entire hard drive onto a new hard drive, and then I immediately got Backblaze. So it's just one of those things that it's really not expensive. As of the recording of this video, I think it's like $9 a month or something. And if you sign up for a year, you get a discount kind of thing. But you can't put a price on your sanity. Well, I guess you can. I guess it's $9 a month. So the way it works is you take your hard drive, you plug it into your computer, and it will automatically back up that hard drive or whatever you assign to be backed up. You can set a schedule. So I have mine set for like 7 p.m. to 8 a.m., something like that. And so it's only gonna back up your files between those hours. So the one weird thing, I guess you could say about it, is you have to plug in your device once every, I think it's like 14 days or something like that. Otherwise, it will wipe their cloud storage of your data. If that little caveat isn't a deal breaker for you, just know that it's super easy to use. It's really cheap for what it is. And you can actually use it as like a selling point for a client, which is what I've done in the past, and it works really well. It's like, hey, we have this package. Here's everything that's included. We also have cloud storage. Just in case something was to happen on our end, we have all your files safe and sound. And it really helps bring not only you peace of mind, but also the client, and helps build trust with them, which is really important. Number 3 is Audiio.com, which is a place to get music and, more importantly, sound effects. Now, I say most importantly because the viewing experience is like 80% audio. As sad as that makes us as filmmakers, I know, trust me, I like to shoot anamorphic and it's beautiful, but sound is definitely more important in more cases than not than having really good high quality video. Now, to be fair, it's not my favorite website when it comes to picking music. There are others that I like a little more, but it's decent enough, honestly. And it gives me a place to get both music and sound effects in one place without paying 2 different subscriptions, because it's just, there's so many. There are too many websites. I mean, come on, guys. So having one where I can pay one price, just one price, and get both music and sound effects is a win in my book. Like most websites, they have a free trial, and if you use the link down in my description, you can get 70% off the Pro membership. So if you think it's for you, definitely use that. Don't pay full price. That's just crazy. Nobody should do that. Now, number 2, I guarantee you've heard it before at the very least, and you've probably used it, but probably not for this one niche thing. Now, the program is called Canva. Da-da-da-da. I know, surprise, surprise, it's on the list, but it can be used not only for like graphics and logo design and thumbnails, all that good stuff, but I've actually started using it for lighting diagrams. I used to exclusively hand draw all my lighting diagrams, and I do from time to time still, because I just enjoy the experience of drawing. I don't know, it's kind of fun. But when you need something fast and you need it to be a little more professional, then this is definitely a really good route to go. The most efficient way I found to do this is to create a folder within Canva and then throw all of your lighting diagram assets, if you will, within there. So your little pictures of cameras, lights, your domes, gels, light beams if you want, all that stuff just in one folder. And you can just simply drag and drop it onto the scene that you make. And so you just have like a circle for a person, you do a couple of lines with the little lines on Canva, and then you just throw together like a rough little lighting diagram. And it really only takes a few minutes if you have everything within one folder, which is super nice. You can then export your diagram as a JPEG or PNG, or you can do a PDF if you prefer. And you can also copy a link and then attach it to your hub of choice, or Milanote if you use it. You should at least try it. It's awesome. I love it. Before we get to number 1 on the list, if you have found this helpful, please like this video and consider subscribing to the channel. It helps a whole lot. And if you're interested in filmmaking related content at all, I think it'll provide a lot of value for you. And my goal with this channel is to help you go from a videographer to a filmmaker. So if that sounds like you, definitely follow along. So let's go ahead, jump back in and get to number 1 on the list. Now, number 1 is near and dear to my heart for no other reason than I absolutely freaking love it. It is awesome. And that is ShotDeck. ShotDeck is a website with still images from film and television. So you can search for specific movies or TV series if you know you're after something like a Euphoria look or Baby Driver, something like that. And I find it so valuable because as creatives, we're obviously very visual people, especially myself. If I can't see something as like a reference, then I have a really hard time putting together what something should look like and why. But you can look at all these still images from the best movies ever made and sort of pick apart and analyze how they were lit or shot. So using it as a reference for your lighting diagram is where I think it holds the most weight, how it's gonna provide the most value possible for you. But it's also great for composition and color palette within your film. So you can look at, let's use Euphoria. No, let's not use that one. Let's use Baby Driver, because that one's pretty cool. So you can search for Baby Driver specifically and get an idea of what the color palette is, the color grade from start to finish of all the images that are on there from the film. You can also click an image and it will give you some tech specs. So what it was shot on, was it shot on film or digital, what the aspect ratio is it interior, exterior, is it a hard light, soft light, all these little details that are really cool. And for all the images that you like, you can create a deck, which is just a folder. So you find an image, you add it to a deck, and you can share that deck with your team, your crew, you can share it with your client, or you can, again, link it back to whatever your production hub is. So let's use Milanote, for example, and have all your reference images in one board just through a link. That way you don't have to download all of them and then upload them to Milanote, which can kind of be a little bit of a headache. But you can download all the high resolution images if you want within a PDF, and it'll have one image per page for if you're doing like a treatment or something like that. So if you haven't checked out ShotDeck already, I highly recommend it. I don't have any affiliate links or anything for them. I just think they're freaking awesome. So definitely check it out. I'll have a link down below. and then you can see if you like it too. So I hope you enjoyed this list, found something new to try, or maybe reinforce something that you already knew, a program that you already enjoy using. But what did I miss? What website do you really enjoy using and that you think is a really helpful tool for your filmmaking? So let me know down below in the comments, and we'll chat about it, give each other ideas, and just help each other along, because that's what it's all about. I hope you guys enjoyed this one, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you so much.